Hello YouTube, and welcome to another general vlog video and my big baggy shirt. My painting shirt. Got some work to do today. So this video is actually going to be, even though I've already filmed the second part first, this is actually going to be the first part second. If I confused you yet, well, you'll understand once the videos go up. So, which these videos will go up tomorrow. Today I've already got one of me working on a vehicle, and I've got a second one that I'm going to upload, which is a Goodwill run, where I take you into the Goodwill, and I end up buying a tripod, which I am using right now. Love, love, love. Probably bought it an hour ago, already using it. And I bought a baby gate, a dog gate, whatever they want it to be called. So, I took you guys around, or I'm going to take you guys around. I've already done it, but you don't know that yet. The second part of this video is going to be showing the land. I am currently looking for a homestead. And the reason I say ish is because I have a home that I'm going through a divorce. The home was mine well before her. The home was, on a most part, a gift from my parents. At least the end part of it was. To help them out through their elderly years. So, and right now my soon-to-be ex is living in it, and I'm hoping to get it back. If I get it back, then we will continue our homestead over there. And yeah, I can have chickens. I could probably have a goat or two. I've even had a pig over there before. Maybe a couple ducks, some quails, something like that. But it won't be a full-blown farm that I want, a hobby farm. So, with that being said, if I get it back, I have to live there because my elderly parents who need my help live next door. So I will make the best of that, and I promise you, you guys will love it, and we'll have animals, and we'll be able to take care of everything, and I'll produce some great videos for you. But just in case, to cover my butt, so to speak, I've looked at a few others, which is in the next video that you'll watch after this one. So I kind of want to go through. The first piece of land that we looked at was right outside of a town called Huntsville. It's still in my school district, which I also need to explain to you too. I will have shared parenting of my children, my two boys, and I have to stay within the school district because of that. Which I don't mind. I stay here because of family, my parents. I love it here. This is home. So I don't have a problem with that. I'm just telling you why. Because a lot of people are going to say, well, why don't you go look at a bigger town or something? I can't. And I don't want to. I like where I live. So the land that I looked at was at one time, just recently, was a larger single-wide mobile home on a little chunk of land. I should have my notes in here to tell you exactly how much land. It's not a ton. It has a couple outbuildings. The mobile home needed work, but it was peaked roof and had a beautiful big deck on it. It's all surrounded by field, cornfield, soybean field, it depends on whatever they plant that year. But it was on a main road. So I'm all excited. I'm going to take you guys there to show you that. And that's a good possibility. I can live here where I'm at, do a couple weeks worth of work out there, get everything cleared up, cleaned up, livable, and move into something like that, if I so choose to. Well, I don't choose to now because the mobile home has been pulled off the property. Now, that being said, if I could get the property, this is the first property that I showed you on the up-and-coming video. If I could get that property cheap, I would still be interested in it as a second or third or fourth option if everything else fails. Mainly because of the road. I can deal with the land, I can deal with the buildings, I could do a shed to house, I could do a another mobile home. I could build a house there. You know, the options are endless, but only if I got it dirt cheap, because it's on a main road and I don't want to live on a main road. Okay, so on to the second one, which you can see each one of these. The first three are, you can see them from each other. But now it's on a little side road and around a big curve, well, two big curves. And it was a home that I went to an auction there, and it didn't end up selling. I don't remember the farmhouse well enough to know. I was there for the auction, the other stuff, that I wasn't interested in the land at the time. Excuse me. The house is gone now. Whether it was bad enough condition they had to tear it down, or it burnt, or I don't know. I don't remember what exactly happened to it. It does have a couple buildings. It depends on how I buy it. Go back, and this is the second one that I showed you guys. And I walk you through. There's an old dump truck sitting in one of the buildings, and it looks like a broken down car. It's that one. And across the street from it, there's more property that at the time come with it. What I hear through the grapevine is that he wants to keep one of the properties. Not saying that I couldn't go out there and make a cash offer and get both of them. I don't know prices yet. That would be a great building site. That would be, if I got that, I would be looking at probably, to begin with, a shed to house. Something relatively large, 20 by 50, something like that. Big enough, you know, where my boys, they might have to share a room, but at least they would have their own room and stuff. I could do that within a month. And then slowly but surely build an old looking but brand new farmhouse. And when I say old looking, I don't mean distressed or anything of that nature. I mean, it would be the style of an old farmhouse, but everything be new. And I would build it all myself. If I could get both properties, would be absolutely just amazing. That would be probably my third on my list that I would want. Now, let's go to the next property, which is the third property on around the bend. I kept the camera going while I showed you guys. There's a green tractor sitting in the front of it. There's three buildings. One looks like a chicken coop, and then two nice farm buildings. There was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful farmhouse there at one time. It burnt. I have a friend of mine that lives kind of catty corner from it, and, well, depending on where you're from, it might be kitty corner. But I heard that the property is a pain in their butt. They're tired of going and upkeeping, mowing it and stuff of that nature. I think there's fruit trees there that they have to keep watered. I hear that they just want to get rid of it. Now, if they just want to get rid of it, and I don't remember, once again, I don't have my paper with me to remember. It's got a decent amount of acreage. I think it's less than 5 acres. But I may be completely wrong on that. And it's irrelevant at this point. I can physically see it's big enough for everything that I want to do. I could have cows, I could have horses, I could have goats, I could have pigs, I could have chickens, whatever I want to have. That would probably be leaning pretty close to my number one pick. The land is absolutely beautiful. The property itself is just immaculate. If I could go to them and pick that up cheaply, I would definitely do it. And I would once again do kind of like the whole shed to house type. On that one, I might end up buying a mobile home and putting it back towards the back behind the buildings, because I would be looking at a long-term build on a home. I would do like a 2-year goal or something and build like a Georgia manor style house, you know, with a porch at the top, porch at the bottom, big columns, I would build something more of that nature on that piece of property. It's away from everybody else. You wouldn't have to worry about making noises. You wouldn't have to worry about anything. Uh, but once again, I heard that they wanted to sell it on land contract for like $200 a month. If that's the case, sign me up. But I would rather wait until my divorce is final and maybe just see about buying it outright. But I would like to know what the outright price is. You know, if they want $200 a month, but they want $150,000 for a piece of land, no. But if they only want, man, I couldn't imagine that. The property to me looks like it's about a $75,000 piece of property. But if they're tired of it and they would bring the price down to say like $50,000, it would be well worth it. Considering if there's a good well on it and stuff of that nature, there's a lot that plays into this. That would probably be my first choice, just because of location and the beauty of the place itself. It is the third one that I showed. Like, I have to put 3 up so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, on to the next one, which I was not physically able to walk up there and show you because there's fields in between. That one has issues that I would have to find out. For one, I do know that there was a homestead there at one time. I explained that. The foundation is still there. The silos are still there. Well, the small, short, squatty silos are still there. There's like an old riding lawnmower back there. So I know it was, I would say, recent enough that it should have had electricity at one time. I didn't look enough to see if electricity was back there. It doesn't appear to be, but there could easily be. But there's road right issues. It could be landlocked. I don't know. I have to call the owners, and I don't want to disclose their name or anything. I have to call the owners to see if they own all the way out to the other road, or if there is. At one time, there had to be access to that property that was there. And a friend of mine lives kind of across from that, and they told me that they knew where the road was. I even pointed out into the video, we go on down the rest of that road, we make a right, and then we go down to another road. If there's power there, and there's road access there, I know the land would be cheap. I would be interested, of course. If there's road access and no power access, I may still be interested in doing a complete off-grid. I would have to sit down and really figure that out. The technology today with off-grid is absolutely amazing. And if I could buy that whole little alcove there that is not farmed, to where I could go right out there and set up solar panels, I could see that being very well doable. But then we got to worry about water. Okay, now water, I'm sure on the other, I know on the other 3 places there was water recently. This place, I don't know. I would say by the looks of it, it's been abandoned since, and the house is gone, whether it burnt or they tore it down or it rotted down or whatever, I don't know. I see no remains of it. I see no remains of fire. That's not to say that they didn't clean it up, or it just kind of is. If it sat there since 50s or 60s like that, it may have all just been back into the earth. So there's a lot of, if I couldn't get water back there, then I would be looking at a cistern or some type of a holding tank. I don't know if I want to do that and off-grid power all at once. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of a learning curve. Not only learn how to do all of this, but learning how to live like that. But I think it would be challenging. I would accept the challenge. I would love to raise my children like that, show them how to be more self-sufficient, you know. And if I did that, I would be looking at beef cattle, meat birds and stuff like that, and live completely off-grid. So that is probably the least. Well, no, I'd rather have that one than I had the first one that we looked at. Now, the one I'm talking about now is number 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say it would be second to last. The last one would be the first one. That's don't really want that one, but if the price was right, I would. Then this one, then the second one that I showed you, and then the next one that we're going to talk about, and then my favorite is, of course, the last one we just talked about. So, like I said, that's I'm worried about landlock on that and stuff like that. We'll have to get into all of that and see. So next is the other house. The envelope house is what I call it. It's completely gutted, which I would have done anyways. So that's kind of actually half the workload off of me and should bring the price down quite a bit. But I hear it's in an estate type deal. I can't remember what it's called. And everybody out there is saying, this is what it's called. And I just cannot remember what it's called. I guess the kid didn't have an ironclad will or something, and his dad is having to fight the state. Now this is all just hearsay, but I've heard it from probably 5, 6, 7 or more people. I know what the price is on it, and we're not going to go into great details about that until I know for sure. Until I spoke to the father, and the father says, "This is my price." Now, because I knew the price a few years ago, then I'll relay it to you. That house would be fun. It's right by some great hunting area. It's the back of it is all field. To the right of it is a friend of mine that lives there who is also a local business owner. Well, if you're coming out the front door and the road's there and you're getting ready to leave the house, he would be to the right. The way that we were parked, he was off to the left. Great people. All of his kids are grown and everything. Does have a building out back. That would be something that I would just continue to live here and really bust butt and try to get a 6-month build and just completely redo the whole inside. Because, I mean, we're talking floor joist, we're talking divisions of walls and rooms and everything, which is a blank slate, which would be great for somebody like me that has tons of ideas how to build it. So we are looking at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We looked at 5 properties today. I still have several others to look at. I will bring you along with me for that. Which ones do you like the best? I know we didn't get out and get up and walk around them. These are individually owned. They are not marked for sale. I may have had permission before to go up to them and look around, but I haven't asked in a while because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. And I don't want to take it upon myself of, oh, they let me up here once before, I'll go up there again. No, I'm not like that. I pay respect to their property. I wouldn't want people coming on my property like that. I won't do it to somebody else. But you got enough to see the areas and everything. What is your favorite? What is your least favorite? And why? Why is it your favorite? Why is it your least favorite? What do you think on any of them? And I'm going to end this video. There's going to be a following video after this video of you guys being able to watch them. So maybe you should watch them first and then watch this one. I don't know. Whichever way you want to do it. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up. Please, please, please subscribe because it really helps our channel out. And we will see you on the next video. Hope you have a great day, an even better tomorrow, and an awesome, awesome, awesome night tonight. And remember, I'm my own cameraman, so we're going to get up close and personal, and I'm going to poke you in the ear to turn this thing off. I hope you guys have a great day.